Hello, Mr. Fernandez. My name is Luis. I'm the financial manager here at ADI Honda. May I call you Eduardo?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Anyways, I'm going to be doing the legal and DMV documentation for the transfer of your vehicle. And in the meantime, your vehicle's going to be getting washed and fueled up, ready to go, so that when we're done, you can get in and just take off and enjoy your first ride.
That's great.
Can I offer you anything to drink?
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Okay, great. I'd like to congratulate you again on your 2015 Honda Accord. That's an excellent vehicle.
Thank you.
So let's go ahead and let's get started here. Where do you plan on taking your first trip to?
Perhaps San Francisco?
Oh, what
Vegas,
brings,
perhaps?
what brings you out there, or Vegas?
My sister lives in San Francisco, and then maybe, I'm not sure yet, Vegas is somewhere I'd like to visit pretty soon.
Okay, do you normally take a lot of road trips?
Sometimes, yeah. Probably once or twice a year.
I got to drive across country a couple times while I was in the Navy for 10 years, and it was an interesting experience. Got to see a lot of places. So anyways, let's get started here. The first thing that I want to go over here, this is just to go over the figures that you came into agreement with the sales department. So it looks like this is your name and address, is that correct?
That's correct.
Wonderful. And this is the vehicle that you're purchasing. It looks like a 2015 Honda Accord LX sedan. And it looks like you're trading in a 2004 Honda Civic Coupe with mileage of 205,000, is that correct?
That's right.
Now, did you purchase that vehicle new?
I did, yes.
Well, you put a lot of miles on there, huh?
Yes, we did. My wife and I, again, like to travel a lot.
Oh, that's fantastic. Family man, that's good. You have any kids?
We have two.
All right, wonderful. I actually have a name of 6-year-old as well.
Congratulations.
Hopefully they don't ruin your car the way mine have ruined mine. Anyhow, it looks like you're maintaining the brand loyalty. That's great. What brings you back to Honda?
It's been very reliable. Honda has been reliable, and it's been great. We haven't had much needs of repairs or anything like that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, great vehicles. So it looks like the figures here are your trade was valued at $5,575, and it has a payoff of $4,000. You're coming up with a cash down of $1,500. Now, are you going to be paying cash, credit, check, or what form of payment today?
I will be paying that in cash.
Cash? Okay, wonderful. And we'll take care of that later with the dust. Now, the purchase price of the vehicle, the 2015 Honda Accord, is $22,995, and it looks like you have a payment of $426 over 60 months with an annual percentage rate of 7.5%. And this is your signature here?
That is correct.
Okay, fantastic. This next thing that I want to go over here with you, this is called a due bill or a WIO. And this right here just states anything that was agreed upon to be added to the vehicle. It looks like here nothing implied. Is that correct?
That's right.
Wonderful. Would you go ahead and sign here? There you go. Thank you. This right here is your purchase statement. Now, the information that's on here is important because this is what I'm going to be submitting to the lender for the financing of your loan. Now, I just want to verify that all this information is correct here. It looks like this is your name, your address, your social, date of birth. Looks like you've been an employee of Qualcomm for 8 years now?
That's right.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then you have a gross income, looks like $5,000. Now, is this figure right here, is this pre-tax or is this take home?
That's before taxes.
Okay. And do you have any additional income as well?
None.
Okay, great. And looks like you're a software developer. That's fantastic. And looks like San Diego. Do you commute to San Diego every day?
I do. That's part of my long drive every day.
Wow, that must be what, 50
About
miles?
50 miles. 50 miles.
That's 5 days a week, huh?
5 days a week.
Oh man, that must be grueling. A lot of people from here do that, so the traffic's insane. All right, so let's see. Looks like you rent your home, and this is your landlord right here. This is the amount that you pay. It looks like $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then this looks like obviously it's your 2004 Honda Civic being financed by Wells Fargo with the payout.
Right.
Like I said, at $4,000. Right here, it looks like you have no repossessions, bankruptcies, or garnishments. Would you say that's correct?
That's right. That's
Okay.
correct. None of them.
Anything that I've gone over is all.
All the
it's all correct.
information there seems correct.
Okay, wonderful. This is your signature.
That is.
Okay, great. The next document we're going to go over, this is just a review of your credit report. So I'll just go from the top down. I want to verify a few things here first. This is your name, this is your social, your date of birth, and this is your address.
That's right.
Okay, fantastic. So here, it looks like your credit score that came up with running an Experian report with 661. I want to congratulate you. That's a fantastic credit score, especially with the way that the economy's been since 2008. The majority of customers I get are much lower than yours, so my hat's off to you for that. You've done a great job, and we'll go over the factors that are attributed to this higher score.
Thank you.
Okay, so looks like here there might have been one thing that stands out to me that I have to cover with you is New York City civil claim judgment here in the amount of $2,900, and there's no status here. So without giving me any details, could you tell me, is this this amount been satisfied, or is it still pending?
It has been satisfied. That was something that happened a long time ago.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
and that's been covered.
Now, if my lender requires that I obtain proof that this has been satisfied, would you be able to supply that today?
I do have all the receipts and stuff.
Okay.
For those, yes.
Okay, great. Now this right here looks like you had, these are factors that would be affecting your credit in a negative form. Looks like here you have 2 charge-offs, but they were quite a while ago, so those shouldn't be affecting you too much, and eventually they'll just come right off your credit report. And then here it looks like you have a paid account with American Agency, so that's great, 0 balance. Over here, your auto credit is fantastic. You have this paid account with GMAC, and looks like you only had 1, maybe 2 late payments throughout the entire history of it. So that's fantastic. Here, looks like you have 3 revolving credit cards that are open and current. All of them look like you've been paying them on time, and you have low balances and low payments. So that's great. So these are the things. Like I said, hats off to you for the credit.
Thank you.
This is great. This next thing that we're going to go over here. This right here is this is a power of attorney with respects to the trade of your 2004 Honda Civic. So what this allows is for us to be able to pay your vehicle on your behalf without you being present. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just want to verify this is all correct. Looks like your 2004 Honda Civic. This is your VIN number here, and this is the mileage. If that's all correct, go ahead and sign right here. Next one is going to be a secure odometer disclosure. Now this is simply just a verification of the odometer as it pertains again to your 2004 Honda Civic with this VIN number. And if this is correct, go ahead and sign here. Thank you. This is a bill of sale. What this just states is that we are purchasing your vehicle in the amount of $5,575. And this is your address. This is the VIN number for the 2004 Honda Civic. If that's all correct, go ahead and sign right here. Okay. Now this statement right here, this says this is an authorization for payoff. This allows us to pay on your behalf to the lender your payoff of $4,000. If that's all correct, go ahead and sign here. This here is a sold notice. Now what this is forwarded to the Department of Motor Vehicles so that it removes you from liability from anything that happens to the car after this date right here today. So if, let's say, somebody is test driving it and they get a ticket, that you won't be held responsible for it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so this is your, looks like 2004 Honda Civic. If that's all correct, go ahead and sign here. This is a payoff verification, so just want you to verify the information on here, your name, social, the name of your bank, and your account and phone number, and the make and model of the vehicle. Now what this states right here, this is if there happens to be, when we call the lender to verify the payoff, if it happens to be more than the $4,000, then you will be responsible for the deficiency. And if there happens to be less than $4,000, then that credit will be sent to you in the form of a check from us. Does that make sense?
Oh, great, okay.
All right, now let's hope for the second one, right? Go ahead and sign here. This is much like what we just went through. This is with respect to the new vehicle.
Okay.
So this right here, this is a power of attorney for the new vehicle to transfer ownership from our name into your name. Okay, so if all this looks correct, this is, I know you won't know this right now, but the VIN number for the new vehicle, and this is your address. If that's all correct, go ahead and sign here. This here is the secure odometer disclosure for the new vehicle. So this is the VIN number of the new vehicle, the 2015 Honda Accord, and here's the mileage on the vehicle as it stands right now. If that's all correct, go ahead and sign right here. This is an agreement to provide accidental physical damage insurance. As a requirement of the loan, the lender requires that you maintain full coverage protection on the vehicle throughout the term of the loan, in this case 60 months. So this is your name, the name purchased, the vehicle insured. This is your agent. This is your carrier. If all looks correct, go ahead and sign right here. This is a title and registration application. Now, this is the information that's going to be forwarded onto the Department of Motor Vehicles and what the information that's going to be on your title and registration of your vehicle. So very important that we go ahead and verify all the information on this is true and correct. So if you would walk through this with me here, make sure that this is all correct. The 2015 Honda Accord. This is the purchase price. This is the dealership, and then this is your address. If that all looks good, go ahead and sign right here. Now, Eduardo, my job here as a financial manager is to make sure that you are informed of all the options that you have available to protect the substantial investment that you're making today in this new 2015 Honda Accord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple options here and and show you how they might protect your vehicle. Okay. The first thing that I'm going to go over here, this is called the vehicle service contract. Now, as you know, your vehicle comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile manufacturer's warranty. So what a vehicle service contract is basically is an extension of coverage that goes above and beyond what your manufacturer provides to you in the form of coverage throughout your 5-year, 100,000-mile term rather than 3-year, 36,000 miles. Now, you mentioned to me that you drive about 100 miles a day. Now, about how much per year do you drive?
I would say probably even over 20,000.
Over 20,000. Okay, so would you say it's safe to say that in less than 2 years that you would definitely have surpassed your 36,000 mile limit on your manufacturer's warranty?
I would probably definitely think so.
Okay, so let me give you a little graphical representation here. So this right here represents the term of years, and this right here represents your mileage. So your area for 3-year, 36,000 mile coverage represents this box right here. Okay, and this box is your 5-year, 100,000. Now, if you're driving 20,000 miles a year, this right here is the area that you'll be covered, and anything outside of this is when you'll be actually vulnerable to any type of mechanical issues with your vehicle. Now, what I'm offering you today, as I mentioned before, was a 5-year, 100,000 mile warranty. So this area right here that I'm highlighting actually represents the area of coverage that this would fill in with respect to the term of your loan and the difference from what you're currently covered by your manufacturer. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Now, especially nowadays with the technology, and with the amount of technological components going into vehicles, and with the cost of labor, inflating every single year, a vehicle repair bill could be, quite substantial. This right here are a few figures that represent things that can commonly go wrong with the vehicle. For example, this air conditioning system. Now in Temecula, as you know, it's very hot during the summer. Now, should your air conditioner happen to go out after your 3-year, 36,000 miles of your manufacturer's warranty, without something such as a vehicle service contract, this right here would be the repair bill just for the parts alone. Not to mention that we have a $100 per hour labor rate to go with it. So if this was a one-day job, it'd be 8 hours at $100 per hour, totaling $1,653 just for your air conditioner alone. Now, if that were to happen, this only represents one instance. Would you be in a position where you can comfortably afford to have budgeted previously to pay that out of pocket in addition to your deductible?
It would probably be very hard.
It would be pretty difficult. Okay. So you can understand how this might be of value in terms of making up and protecting you from a financial burden, right?
I see how it would protect, yes.
Now, this right here, this is a list of, and it's not all inclusive, this is just an example of parts that are covered throughout the vehicle service contract. Now, rather than go through each one of these, it's a lot easier just to highlight the things that aren't included because there's so few of them. So this right here, this box, is actually some examples of excluded parts. So as you'll see, these are mainly wearable and tearable items: wiper blades, your tires, your looks like your hoses, distributor cap, rotor and spark plugs, and a couple more to go with that. Now, this service contract covers over 475 parts, and this right here are a few features that come with this program. This one has a disappearing deductible, and the way that works is basically, if you were to have a claim made on this, for a mechanical repair, for example, you could bring it to our dealership and we would actually take care of it with a 0 deductible. However, if you were to take it to another ASE certified establishment, then you would pay $100 deductible. So it's obviously a lot cheaper to just come right back here.
I understand.
Okay, great. There's also a rental car reimbursement. Now what this provides you is $35 per day for a maximum of 7 days per qualified repair. And that's going to help you from maintaining any out-of-pocket expenses for matters that that come up. This here is an emergency roadside service feature. Now what this is that it provides you roadside assistance in the circumstance where you need a jump start, or you get a flat tire on the freeway, or you run out of gas and you get stranded. And somebody will actually come out and provide you with service up to $50 per occurrence. Okay. Lastly, this vehicle service contract is not only transferable but cancelable as well. Now, the benefit to you with respect to that is, should you decide to sell your vehicle before the service contract is expired, or there's the 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, you'll actually be able to increase the purchase price or the sale price of your vehicle because it's covered under a contract. So not only one are they still covered because you can transfer it to them, but they know that your vehicle has been kept in peak mechanical condition because you'd have no reason not to, because your deductible might be zero. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Now, in addition to that, it is cancelable. So should you decide not to transfer that over to the next ownership in a circumstance where you sell it or trade it, you can cancel the vehicle service contract and be refunded a prorated amount with respect to your unused portion of the contract. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Fantastic. The next thing that I wanted to cover with you, this is called guaranteed auto protection. Have you heard of this before?
It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure what it is.
Okay, well let me cover this for you. Now the way that guaranteed auto protection works is, your vehicle is whether we like it or not, the vehicles are just depreciable assets. So the moment you drive off the lot today, it's going to start depreciating, and it will continue to depreciate until it reaches a much lower figure later on in the future. Now, because your vehicle depreciates, that's not to say that you're going to owe the same amount of money with respect to how it's depreciating. You're actually going to owe this, this line, for example. This is a graphical representation of what you'll owe, and it's just linear. Now, with your depreciable asset, your vehicle, it's actually it looks more like this. So, in this example here, it shows that at your second year, if you were to get into an accident, this guarantee, or a vehicle stolen greater than 30 days, this guaranteed auto protection will protect you from a financial burden in the event of a total loss. So if at this point your vehicle were stolen, as I mentioned, or you were to get into a wreck and it was totaled, you would in this case owe $25,000 still remaining on your loan, but your assurance adjuster would come out and value it at $17,500 because they paid fair market value for it. So that would create a deficiency of $7,500. In addition to that, what is your deductible on your insurance, do you know?
It's $500.
$500? Okay, so you add that deductible to this amount and you would be responsible for a deficiency of $8,000. Now, if that were to happen to you, how would you be able to take care of that? Would you be able to take care of it, pay $8,000 up front, or would you be forced to continue to make payments on a vehicle that you don't even drive anymore?
I guess both. Either pay the amount and keep on paying. I'm not sure. That'd be really hard.
It puts you in a tough bind, wouldn't it? So as I mentioned, what guaranteed auto protection does is it actually satisfies not only the deficiency that you have up to $50,000 and up to a coverage on a $100,000 vehicle, but it also covers up to a $1,000 deductible. So should you happen to be in that situation, it would cover the $7,500 and the $500 for your deductible. Does that make sense?
It does.
Making a total out-of-pocket expense of $0. Okay. Do you have any questions about the guaranteed auto protection?
No, I understood.
Okay, perfect. Now, next, what I'd like to speak with you about is LoJack. Now, what LoJack is a vehicle theft recovery system. Not only is it a vehicle theft recovery system, it's the only vehicle theft recovery system that's exclusively used in conjunction with the police department. Now, what that means is every squad car that you see, every cruiser is outfitted with a system to identify any kind of pings from LoJack. So if your vehicle was stolen, for example, at this 2-year point, much like in this example right here, your vehicle stolen at your 2-year point, and you come out of a movie theater, for example, and you notice that it's gone, you're going to ring up the police department, and you're going to give them the information on your vehicle. Now, LoJack provides you with a registration card that has your a registration number and your VIN number on it. So once they have that, they're going to activate a beacon and it's going to ping. Now, any cruiser or police representative of any sort that's near the closest one to your vehicle is going to get pinged, and they're going to go ahead and go and recover your vehicle. Now, the benefit to you with that is that the way that usually auto theft works, and it being the number one crime in America, it's vital that you get your car recovered as quickly as possible to reduce the amount of damage that's done to your vehicle. Because when somebody steals your car, I mean, they're very quick to strip your car down to nothing, maybe even get it back on bricks. So you want to avoid that, and this is one of the products that might help avoid that. They, LoJack actually boasts over a 90% recovery rate within the first 24 hours of a vehicle being stolen. They're so confident in their vehicle that if your vehicle is not recovered within the first 24 hours, they'll actually refund you a prorated amount of your purchase price. In addition to that, they actually offer, or I'm sorry, not offer, but they boast a 94% recovery rate within 30 days. And again, they are so confident in their product that if your vehicle is not recovered within 30 days, they'll actually pay you a one-time amount of $5,000. Now, how this works in conjunction with Gap and why these things work so well together is that if your vehicle was stolen, in this example, at your 2-year point, your vehicle was valued at $17,500, you had a deficiency of $7,500, your deductible of $500, that $8,000 deficiency, Gap would cover that and then make your total out-of-pocket expense zero. In addition to that, LoJack would come in and give you a $5,000 payment, which you can apply towards the purchase of your next vehicle. Now that puts you not only in a good position now, but in a better position than what you're coming in today, because you'd have instant equity in your vehicle. Does that make sense?
It does, it does.
Fantastic. Lastly, I want to speak with you about a tire and wheel product, air protection. Now, you told me that you drive 50 miles per day down to San Diego and back, so you're putting on 100 miles per day. Now, the only piece of your vehicle that's touching the ground at all times is what?
The tires.
Your tires. So at 100 miles per day, I mean, you're just racking up miles and putting a lot of wear and tear, especially during the hot California sun. It's going to even have more of an effect on your tires. So what this tire and wheel product does is it protects you from flat tire repairs, covering up to $35 of any repair. And should it be irreparable, such as something on the sidewall, as is an example, they'll actually go ahead and replace your tire completely. In addition to that, they offer a wheel repair or replacement, and for a surcharge, they'll offer you a coverage for a cosmetic repair of your wheel should you damage it for whatever reason. To go along with that, they cover roadside assistance up to $100, much as I mentioned before, and car rental up to $35 for 3 days with trip interruptions. So if you ever happen to be more than 100 miles radius from your residence, you're considered to be on a trip. And if you happen to come across an issue with the road hazard regarding your tires or wheels, then they'll actually supplement you with a $100, essentially a per diem almost, if you will, over the course of 3 days for lodging, for food, just as an inconvenience to what happened during your trip. And what that's going to do is going to make sure that you're, happy wife, happy life. Keep your wife happy, keep the kids, off your back, and everything's good to go. So what I'm offering today is a 5-year coverage on which would cover the term of your loan, and these are the details of that, as we see it. Any questions about this?
No.
Okay, great. Now, I've gone ahead and taken the liberty to put these on a very easy to read menu, and what I'd like to do is go over the figures as we sit right now. Okay, so we're currently at a selling price of $22,995, at a cash down of $1,500, a trade allowance of $5,575, a payoff amount of $4,000, a base payment of $426 over the course of 16 months, and an annual percentage rate of 7.5%. Now, this first package, we have a platinum, gold, and a silver package. And I'm going to explain the platinum package first. This is what this includes is a vehicle protection plan. As I mentioned, this is going to be an extension of coverage that goes above and beyond your manufacturer's warranty, and it's going to cover you from any kind of mechanical damage or mechanical just mishaps. And that's going to be in the amount of $1,595. We have your guaranteed auto protection, which is going to protect you in the event of financial burden, in the event of a total loss, whether a vehicle be deemed totaled from a wreck or be not recovered from a stolen, or from vehicle theft within 30 days.
Okay.
Okay, and that's going to be $495. LoJack, this is the vehicle theft recovery system that is exclusively used in conjunction with the police department to help protect your vehicle from getting recovered as quickly as possible, or at least getting assistance from LoJack for it not being recovered within the 30 days. And that's in the amount of $995.
Okay.
Lastly, your tire and wheel product that we just spoke about to protect you from any type of road hazards as it pertains to your wheels and tires, and that's in the amount of $295. Now the gold package is everything that the platinum package has minus the tire and wheel product, and the silver package, everything that the gold package has minus the LoJack. So with regards to your current situation and the protection of your family, wanting to protect your credit as much as possible, what would you say is the best package suited for you?
I would have to disregard the tire protection program, as it is something that is offered and included with my insurance as I currently have it. I don't see a package without the vehicle protection plan. I don't think I would need the vehicle protection plan because, as I mentioned earlier, I currently have any repairs needed on my vehicle, on my previous Honda, so I don't think that'd be something that I would want to necessarily get.
Well, I can absolutely understand where you might be coming from. I mean, that's essentially why people come to Honda, is that right? Honda's a very reliable vehicle.
Reliable.
Now, let me ask you a question. Being a vehicle, especially with nowadays with the technology, is a very complex piece of machinery. Would you say that if you could go through your 5-year term on this loan relatively unscathed where your vehicle is perfect 99.9% of the time, would you consider yourself content with that type of figure?
Yes.
Okay. So what a lot of people don't realize is what even a little bit of a failure rate might actually amount to. So what I'd like to do is actually put down a couple of figures here just to make things easier to understand. Now, throughout the course of 5 years, you have 365 days in a year, obviously, as you know. So 365 times 5 gives you 1,825 days.
Okay.
Now, if your vehicle was 99.9% perfect, but it was not perfect, it was in the shop 0.1% of the time, what that represents here is 1.825 days. Now, if for number's sake, if we just round up to 2 days, that would equate to 16 hours in the shop, 8 hours per day. And as I mentioned earlier today, that our labor rates are $100, and as it is competitive with most of the other AAC certified institutions around here. Now, at $1,600, typically to represent your labor, your parts are usually double that. So if that was double that, the $1,600 would be $3,200. So your total for repair, even for repairs on 2 days of your vehicle being in the shop over the course of 5 years, which is still an excellent figure, you're still coming out of pocket $4,800 one time. Now that's representative of just 0.1%. Imagine if your vehicle was 0.2% failure, 0.3% failure. Would it be easier for you to pay $4,800 out of your pocket, or pay $5 per week to guarantee that you don't have to budget for things like that, and that your family is protected, and not only your family, but your credit that you've been working so hard to maintain and recover from the past? Would you say that this is safe to say that this might protect you from things like that?
I mean, yes, if you put it that way, I would rather have this expense than the $4,800 in the event of a failure, yes.
Okay. So again, let me reiterate then. Considering everything that we just mentioned about the vehicle service contract, you're already, you found value in the guaranteed auto protection or LoJack. Would you say that this gold package might be the best one suited for you?
I would agree.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, we have, I've taken the liberty of, because of your good credit, I wanted to show you a comparative figure over 60 months and at 66 months. Now, being a simple interest loan, there is no prepayment penalty, so you can actually take it at 66 months for this lower rate and not pay any more as far as your percentage rate goes, and still have the ability to pay it at 60 months or less if you wanted to. Would you prefer today to take your vehicle at a term of 60 months or 66 months?
I want to pay off, the sooner I can, so I would have to choose the 60 months.
Okay, not a problem. Go ahead and initial right here, and then sign here. This right here is this is just a verification of everything that you've elected on the gold package. Now this right here represents your vehicle protection plan, your guaranteed auto protection, and your low jack as your selected options. And here this is your declined options, which is the tire and wheel product that we had spoken about. Okay, now if that's all accurate and true, go ahead and sign right here. Okay. This here is the contract for the options that you've elected to include in your loan. So this is a vehicle service contract warranty, so this is all the information on your vehicle service contract. So go ahead and sign right here. This is for your guaranteed auto protection. Go ahead and sign here. This here is for your low jack protection. And you know, there's a phone number right here. Now the thing that you're going to want to do with this low jack is you're going to want to call them up, register your vehicle, and they're going to send you that card that I spoke to you about. And the reason for that is you put in your wallet, and in the case where you don't find your vehicle outside, then you have the registration number and they can activate it right away.
Got it.
So go ahead and sign right here. Okay. Almost done here, Eduardo.
Sounds great.
All right. So right here, this is your retail installment contract. Okay, so we're going to go through this, and I want you to know in advance that you are going to get your own copy of this, your own original copy. So you'll have time to review it at any time after today as well.
Great.
Okay. So starting at the top here, we have. Just want to verify this is your name and your address. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now it looks like you're purchasing a new 2015 Honda Accord. Here's the VIN number of your new vehicle. You have an annual percentage rate of 7.5%, a finance charge of $4,942.43. You have an amount financed of $24,441.37. Total payments of $29,383.80. Should you decide to maximize the length of your loan and actually keep it for the whole 60 months. Okay. This is your total sale price of $32,458.80. Now that doesn't include, or that includes the $3,000.75 from the down payment and the net trade-in that you have from your 2004 Honda Civic, and I'll go over that as well over here. You have 60 payments at $489.73, and your first payment date is going to be July 3rd, 2015. Now, this is a secured loan that we're financing for you, and what that means is that the vehicle that you're purchasing, this 2015 Honda Accord, is actually collateral on this loan that you're putting in. Okay, so should you happen to default, the lender will have the ability to repossess the car to satisfy any lessen the burden on them for loaning you the money. As far as the late charge goes, should you have a grace period of 10 days. Should you happen to be late more than 10 days, you will experience a late charge of up to 5%.
Okay.
Now here, this is for prepayment. As I mentioned before, this is a simple interest loan, so there is no prepayment penalty. If you happen to pay it off early, again, like I said, you won't incur any extra charges. So if you want to know more information about any of these things right here, this is the back of the contract, and as you can see, it covers things like insurance, additional charges, delinquency of payments, and things of that nature. Would you like to review this now, or would you like to review
No, since I'm getting a copy, I'll review this later.
Okay, great. No problem. And if you ever have any questions about it, you're feel free to give me a call. This right here is the cash price of your vehicle in the amount of $23,990, and this includes the low jack that you have purchased, and state taxes of $1,436.37, giving you a total of $25,426.37. This is your vehicle service contract, 60 months for over 100,000 miles in the amount of $1,595. There were no other options added to the vehicle, so a total of $1,595. Here you have a cash sale price of $27,021.37 with that included. Now your trade-in of your 2004 Honda Civic, as you see here, has a gross allowance of $5,575 and a payoff of $4,000. As I mentioned, giving you a net trade-in value of $1,575. In addition to that, your cash down payment of $1,500 equates to a total down payment of $3,075, which is what you see right here. Okay. Your unpaid balance of your cash sales price is going to be $23,946.37 with that included. This is representative of your insurance. Now, we're not financing insurance because we don't do that here at this dealership into this loan, so that is a responsibility that you'll take on with your insurance agent as well. And here, the amounts paid to others is for this guaranteed auto protection is going to be $495 paid for by the dealership, and nothing else in addition to that, making a total of $495. You have an amount financed equal to $24,441.37, including all this stuff. And if you look over here, this is the same amount that you'll see for amount financed that I covered initially. Okay. For your property insurance, you know, I had already mentioned it up here, but you are, this is not something financed into the loan, so that is a responsibility of yourself to carry through with your agent, which your information for your insurance agent is right here with Farmers Insurance.
Okay.
Limitations and exclusions of product warranties. What this basically states is that all warranties with respect to the purchase of this vehicle will fall upon the manufacturer itself, and that we as a seller do hereby disclaim any warranties, both implied and expressed. And so should you have any issues with the vehicle within the first 36,000 miles, that goes to your manufacturer, and they'll cover it through their warranty. And for your vehicle service contract, that in addition is also a third-party warranty. So we're not the ones that you would deal with directly for that. You deal with the third-party company on the contract that you had signed. But as a dealership, we are absolutely here to service your needs for both of those warranties, regardless of when they happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a notice to buyer, so I'm just going to read this for you. Do not sign this contract before you read it, or if it contains any blank spaces. Now you're entitled to an exact copy of your contract, which, as I mentioned, I'm going to give you in just a second. And in addition to that, you know, as a dealership assisting you with the financing of your vehicle, I want you to know that the lender that we may be compensated for assisting with the financing through the lender. Okay. Now, should you have any issues at any time with this contract, I would love for you to give me a call so that I can go over it with you. But if for whatever reason you can't get a hold of me or that doesn't suffice, I want you to know that you can write here to the California Department of Financial Institutions and get anything with regards to the contract, not the vehicle, but the contract, taken care of through them as well.
Okay.
Over here with your liability insurance, I want you to know that, as I mentioned with your lender, it is a requirement that you maintain full coverage insurance on your vehicle throughout the term of your loan. Okay? And that is not, again, financed through us. This is on your own. Okay, so what I'd like to do here is give you a copy, an original copy of your contract. So if you go ahead and sign right here, I can give you this copy. Okay. And then you could sign our copy here. Now there's 4 copies, so please press hard right here. Okay. Now, we here at ADI Honda we absolutely take customer service as, paramount with everything. So I wanted to ask you, with respect to the purchase of your vehicle, your experience from the moment you got here till right now, and if you were to be given a survey within the next week or two, would you see any reason whatsoever that you wouldn't be able to give us the maximum grade on the survey from our customer service, our attention, our product knowledge, and things of that nature?
No, not at all. Everything's been great.
So safe to say that you're quite satisfied with your experience today?
I would definitely say so.
Fantastic. Well, Eduardo, I want to congratulate you again on your purchase, and enjoy your first ride.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.